It's been a week since Forsaken Frontiers released to the public, and it just received its first big update with version 1100. In version 1100, there's a lot of balancing stuff here to make the game a bit easier, since one of the main criticisms of the game was that the game is too difficult. So what we're going to do today is we are going to play solo and see just how much the changes affect the gameplay. So I've done solo gameplay in the previous patch, which is considered too difficult, not only for groups, but especially for solo. So I am expecting to do a lot better this time around in the new patch. I will be going to pretty much every map in this run. Obviously I'm going to start on Metro because that's the play almost every time. And as I go to the maps for the first time, I'll share what the changes are. So let's start with at least the Metro changes. A lot of the changes to the game for balancing have to do with enemy spawnings. So overall, the enemies will spawn farther from the train station, regardless of what map you go to. Notably, the butcher room will spawn farther than the train station, since the butcher spawns in the butcher room. So people who are finding the butcher or whatever enemies too close to the train right when they load in, that should be less likely to happen. And as far as Metro goes, because Metro has one of the biggest changes ever, the Metro, for one, no longer has the spider. So there's no more spider enemy on Metro. The only enemies you will find on the Metro are the Butcher, the Shamblers, and the Ventress. And the Butcher was he still nerfed in the actual game? Okay, so yes, so the Butcher was nerfed, but not specifically. It's more that every enemy in the game had their sensing adjusted to where enemies will no longer like hear you or detect you from what feels like a ridiculously long range. Whether or not that's actually true, we're gonna go figure it out for ourselves. But the Butcher actually did get a significant change in that the Butcher can now hear you speak in proximity chat. I mean, that's not going to matter too much in solo here because I will be on push to talk. But now the spider is no longer the only enemy that can hear you talk. The Butcher can do that also. Also, the Butcher is the only enemy that will spawn in instantly on the Metro, as Shamblers now spawn in at 12 p.m. and Ventresses now spawn in at 6 p.m. So the Ventress has also been fixed in this patch. So that is the one thing where the difficulty did not go down. Ventress was not working in previous patch. Ventress is now working, supposedly, and the Ventress is the most dangerous entity in the game. So I'm curious to see how that will go. I'm predicting that my run will end to her at some point, but that's just a matter of actually getting to it. Ventress was supposed to spawn at 5 p.m. previously, but she wasn't working. We're going to see how Ventress affects gameplay. The holes on Metro also now have a light source in them to help people see them. People were falling into Metro holes a lot, so they have nerfed the holes in Metro. And I'm assuming now that if you fall into it, it's more of an awareness issue more so than a design issue. And the last big one is that desks that can't be hidden under are now more clearly distinguishable from the desks that you can hide under. So previously there were desks that would have one long drawer across the bottom, and you couldn't go under those, but it looked like you could. So I think they've added stuff underneath to show that you clearly cannot go under those desks, which I think is a good change. But yeah, let's I think that's about it for the Metro. We'll go over the changes for the other maps, which all received similar changes as far as like spawn times goes for enemies. We'll get started. How's it going, Valorni? Hello, Karma. Conduit. Hello, hello. Cupcake. Will there be... Hello, Curve. Will there be any web fishing? Low-key, I considered not streaming today and just doing like an off-stream community web fishing lobby because I kind of wanted to take a break a little bit. But I feel like it's like my responsibility to showcase this new update that just went live, especially since, you know, I kind of missed the beta test for this version last night because I was web fishing. So I'm going to do this run first, and then once I feel like I've met my quota as a content creator and YouTuber, I will probably just play web fishing at some point. But yeah. Metro meta is now banned or die. We'll see if I can get a banned. Will we redo Metro only after the update? Hell no. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, so Butcher can't hear you under desks. Any enemy that can hear you talk, well, I guess Butcher and Spider are the only two. Do not talk while you're under the desk. Pro tip. So excited to get web fishing on payday. It's a good time. I played for way too long last night. I went from level 2 to 23 in one sitting. It is what it is. Ventress scares me. I'm saying, people were talking about the game being hard and the Ventress wasn't even in there yet. So people who didn't have to deal with the Ventress are going to be thankful for the previous version. But previous version also had some bugs that got that were supposed to have been fixed this patch, such as black screen of death and falling under the map after getting saved from a cocoon. I've seen that some people are still getting some issues with that, but the team's already working on fixing that. So now that Metro should be a lot safer with no Spider and stuff, and Butcher spawning farther away, I should be able to just kind of send it without much issue. I'm left hugging now. Who am I, Nico? Okay, locked doors. I could kick, but there's no reason to attract a Butcher nearby. Let's see, Shamblers spawn at 12 p.m., which means I have 6 hours where it's only the Butcher and also the Screamer in the Butcher room as enemies on the map. Okay, I'm kicking this. This is... Looks like I will have to kick to progress, but that's okay. But this is just a completely different pace of the game compared to the last one. I mean, like, having enemies potentially nearby in the previous patch meant that I would have to kind of test to see what kind of run it was going to be in the beginning. Because if there were enemies at the beginning, I would either have to play a little bit slow, like stealthily around them, or opt into a more aggressive playstyle where out the gate I'm just trying to aggressively get past the enemies. But for now, you know, we're just gonna run. I do like the change of Spider not being on this map, and I'll say why. And it's because taking away the Spider from here kind of adds a cool progression as far as monster spawns goes. So like, for people just loading up the game for the first time, they'll get introduced to the Butcher and Shambler on what's supposed to be the easiest map in the game. And then if they stay for a little too long, then they'll get the Ventress to kind of kick them out of the map. And then when you go to Hotel, you not only have a new environment, but you get introduced to a new enemy at the same time. So you get that sort of progression. And then when you go to Hospital, you take away a familiar entity in the Butcher, because Butcher is not on the Hospital, and you get Forsaken instead. So that there's like some progression as far as enemy spawns go. And while you do go back to the Butcher, Spider, Ventress, Shambler combo on tunnels, you get introduced to 2 new mechanics, Frostbite and the Power. So there's at least some, like, a bit more variety in version 1100 compared to the previous one. Because the previous one, it was more like variety in amount of loot you bring home, but not so much in the encounters that you get. So in that respect, I kind of, I like the new changes. But it seems like the difficulty was tuned back a little too far. Okay, I'm breathing now. It seems the difficulty was tuned back a little too far. So maybe the spawn times will be brought back or something. Like, it seems like maybe just the Butcher room being farther away or something, or enemies spawning farther away will be good enough. But I guess time will tell. When, you know, when it's a resounding issue that the game is too hard, I think it makes sense that if you're trying to put out a quick balancing patch, to kind of tune it back all the way and then try to add difficulty back in. But now it seems like a lot of the people who are, you know, at least the most active Discord people, they're the ones who kind of got used to the difficulty of the game, and now it's kind of free for those people, low-key. Hello, Harmonica. My responsibility to showcase some good web fishing gameplay. True. True. I don't think web fishing needs me to showcase it for its popularity though. It's already got quite a bit of support. Ventress is my mortal enemy now, as it should be. Okay. I think did the butcher come from this way? I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Where was he then? Uh-oh. He must have come from a different door. I mean, I guess I still am playing stealthy because if I get behind the butcher, like, this map is just free. I could find a shambler, but that I could also find a hiding spot before the butcher even becomes an issue. You're gonna come this way. I guess this would be a good time to test his range, huh? I already eluded this, right? Oh, where did he go then? I guess he was on a different floor. Surplus feels crazy now, right? I can't believe Surplus wasn't even working as intended, because every time I got Surplus, I felt like it was already pretty nuts. Easy for people into a game to forget their experience might not match that of an average/casual players, right? And you know, since the new updates dropped, we haven't heard any complaints about the game being too difficult, which is a good thing. So I hope that there's groups of casual players out there who are enjoying the game a bit better now. Especially since like the balancing was for that. And honestly, if the game is easier like it is now, I think that's just a time to really start, for the good players to really start pushing the limits of the game. Go set some records, why not? Now's the time. Plus, like, you know, people who pick up this game for the first time, even though they might not find two like enemies right off rip, but it kind of eases them into the process of looting environments and stuff, and they can kind of have fun looting without worrying too much about dying in the beginning. I think that's a good thing, because I've said many times that the looting in this game is one of the more satisfying aspects of it. So if the game is so hard that you can't even do that, then it's going to be hard for you to even want to. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Am I just back at the train station? That's unlucky. Okay, well, I'm cool with just this for now. I could probably juice it a bit more, but I mean, 245 is kind of just a chill amount. Oh, I forgot that items were also reduced in cost. Walkie-talkies down to 30 from 35. Medkit is down to 100 from 120. That adrenaline nerf is insane. Down to 220 from 275. Glow stick is a new item. Probably not going to use it in my solo play. Lantern got halved, I think, right? From 150 to 75. Flashlight is now cheaper than Lantern. I agree with Flashlight being cheaper than Lantern. Down from 150 down to 100. Bolt cutters down to 150 from 200. Bolt cutters are still strong at 200, but I think this is fine as well. I don't even... Oh, pager down to 25 from 75, which I think is good because pager kind of sucks. So, I think that's an appropriate cost. But damn, with this, people should be able to afford stuff a lot better now. Glow stick is my bestie. It is cool though. It adds like some really cool lighting. Blackout. Checks surplus tunnels. Surplus tunnels to go into 3K debt though probably isn't worth it off rip. Unless I get lucky. Are you supposed to be able to hide under desks that have the middle drawer? No, and that's why they added stuff underneath those desks, so that way it's a bit more clear that you're not supposed to. Oh, I should check what, because they added hiding spots in the train station. I didn't even look. So I want to see. Oh my, there's a whole office right here. Okay. Oh, these are supposed to be synced up now also, to where everyone can actually see the desks. I somehow didn't see this whole building first time I played. Oh, there's a vending machine in here that you can hide under too. So this is to help with people not having hiding spots in the train station. You will now always have some hiding spots down here. I mean, I feel like having these loops where it was already pretty strong, but it's also, you know, looping's not like the easiest thing, I guess. Anything down here? Well, let's not fall off the map. And then you always have these two. These should be synced between client and host now. Before, only the host would be able to see these two desks, but even if the clients couldn't see it, they'd still be able to hide there. True, when you have like in small groups, the cost of the equipment isn't crazy, but when you start getting bigger groups who are constantly buying stuff, like that does start to add up. And even in the smaller groups too, like I said in my item guide video that my ideal loadout at the original price point costed around $870, and like assuming that you use your entire loadout every day, that's like over $2,500 or $2,600 per cycle for just one person's ideal inventory. I mean, someone running that loadout isn't going to be using it all the time, but let's just say we did. That is a lot of money to go through. So hopefully, like with the new item prices, people will actually be able to afford to use items for once. It's still one time? What do you mean? Yeah, if you lose an inventory, it's an insane loss. True. Okay, well, we gotta kick a door. No butcher nearby. Damn, getting a surplus metro on cycle 1 could be insane for a run. It's kind of really safe. Go this way? Looks like a dead end though. Oh, the train station loot? Yeah. Train station loot is only a one-time thing. I'm not even sure if I got any this run, because it's also not like a... what's it called? Consistent, or at least it wasn't in the previous version. What is consistent though is the train station hiding spots at least. So it doesn't... knowing that there's loot there one time is kind of like a fun little thing, or game knowledge thing to know, I guess. And it's also dependent, the loot that's in there is dependent on which map you go to first. So if you wanted the best loot in that drawer, then you would go to tunnels first. But going to tunnels on day one is also kind of crazy behavior that I don't recommend. Metro only solo sounds fun. So the thing about the Metro only run is that once you start getting to the lower loot values, like it drops down to 15%. You're basically running around Metro and getting no— wow, that is very visible. It looks like it's farther too though. Yeah, okay. So it looks like they made the jump harder, but they made it more visible. Hoping that the jump isn't too hard on the way back then. Okay. Cause I used to hit this black... yeah, because if you hit this black bar, you die. So when jumping on the way back, you want to make sure that you jump it for max distance or as late as possible. This way is not as bad though, because there's no black bar stopping you. I'm also breathing. So butcher's nearby finally. But Metro starts to get rough once you get down to the lower loot values. Because you take out the one, like the main satisfaction of the game, which is the loot. We're gonna wait for him to pass. Have I seen the hotel buff? I have not yet. Or the hotel hole buff. I haven't yet because I was web fishing, but we're gonna get there today. When are we getting a baker? True. Damn. Oh god damn it, alright. No door there. Oh. Jesus Christ, alright. Walked into work and brother just booped me. It is the cost of listening to horror games at work. Damn, I just outran the butcher, it seems. It sucks that I have those loot rooms behind me, but I think we keep it pushing. I mean, maps are huge, so if it comes to the point where I regret skipping past those, well, the map will take me back there, because I'll be dead-ended here. But I am behind everything except the Ventress right now. So I want to take advantage of that instead of like going back towards the danger if I can get away with it. Like, look how much map there still is left here. I probably will, you know, dip before the Ventress becomes an issue though. I mean, I probably should stay to make sure to see if she works, but we can find out if she works some other time. I feel like I'm on a decent run here. Not the most stacked loot room here, but it's better than nothing. I'm literally behind everything, so. As a solo player too, which is nuts to think about. Okay, I'm kicking. What's going on today? We're playing, just playing some solo endless mode in, Forsaken Frontiers. New update dropped last night. Game got a lot of balancing changes, so we're gonna see how it affects the gameplay. The game was intended to be, or was made easier, since, you know, one of the main feedbacks was that the game was too hard in its current state. So we're seeing just how much easier the game is now. And so far, Metro is a lot easier. For better and for worse. But that I might change my tune in a little bit, because the Ventress can spawn. So I'm not entirely safe anymore. But she does just roam around the map like a normal enemy. Okay, well. I don't want to kick. But the thing is, if she popped up behind me right there, I heard something kick to my left. I wonder if that was the Ventress. I mean, I have loopables here, so I'm not dead if she spawns right away. But I really do want an elevator now. I could really use one. Also, wait, I'm not hearing the train horn. I just realized I didn't hear a train horn. Is it because I'm that far away? But I feel like I should be able to hear it a little bit, right? Or do you have to be close to it now to hear it? You have to be close now? Okay. As long as it's intentional. This loot room scares me a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna start looking for an elevator. Yeah, good call. Can't tell if that's her lap in the wall. Oh shit. Why are you down here? Please don't be a dead end. No, dude. All right. This isn't good. I lose. No. Unlucky. Damn it. Yeah, not much I can do about that. Other than leave earlier. Alright, well. I'll do sound alerts for Kenny coins, not for Kenny coins. People have too many Kenny coin. Alright, well, I guess we have to... I think... 1300, how much do I go for? 540? No, that's kind of too much debt to incur. I think it's still Metro. That makes me real sad, actually. Just didn't find an elevator. I mean, I had a pretty safe time. Even after 6 p.m. when the Ventress is supposed to be on the map. I mean, that's normally just a reset, but I think we'll just play it out. Because I can always just go to Pentagon. I mean, I think Pentagon is... Well, actually, Pentagon might not have needed to be the play with the new... with the new store item cost, and the fact that I'm getting a lot more back from Metro. But it's gonna be something that I'm considering now, that I've died on day 2 and didn't sell. Because if I don't make a lot of money here today, I will have... Well, I'll either have to keep going to Metro where the loot value is going to keep going down, or I'm going to have to incur an amount of, like, a lot of debt on Hotel to make up for it. And I don't like the idea of incurring debt on Hotel, because we just saw right now that it was going to cost me over $500 to go to Hotel. And even though Hotel got made easier, 500 is still a tall order for Hotel. Like on my single day clears, I was maybe pulling, like, on a good day, over 500. And on my best days, like, closer to 1,000, but I have to be super performing to pull those kinds of results. And I think it's just easier if I go to Pentagon. And somewhat perform there than it is to try to super perform on Hotel. And then I'll make enough on Pentagon to not have to go into debt at all. What doors are we kicking down here? Whatever, dude. Maybe we left hug this time. Just kind of get away from these sounds. Or this way? Okay, well. I feel like in last version, if I did that, it would have absolutely brought the butcher this way, so their hearing range was definitely reduced. Where were you when I needed you? Elevator. Open that closet real quick, why not? Damn, I'd be in such a good spot. I'd have like maybe 700, 800 loot right now. Yeah, I would have been able to afford my full inventory, or at least be able to afford to go to Hotel, no problem. If I didn't die there. Part of the game, though. It's what we sign up for when we play solo, and when we play greedy, I guess. Welcome in, Levankel. Okay, got a dead end here, but that's fine. Sort of. 182. 182 with no incidents yet. Still got like a little over, or a little under 6 hours before the Ventress becomes an issue, and the Butcher is behind me. Not sure where the Shamblers are at though. The thing about going in the opposite direction of the Butcher though means that I have a 0% chance of landing into the Butcher room by proceeding the way that I'm going. But the trade-off of being able to explore the rest of the map is probably good, so. When is never too late to a Chef Austin stream, true. And for the people that feel that they are, you know, the VODs are always there later. We're also not too far into the stream yet either. We're still on the first cycle for this run. We didn't miss out on too much. I did die on day 2 though, because I couldn't find an elevator. It was a tragic end, but, you know, we keep going, keep pushing. Not gonna stop me that early on. I will be upset if I don't find another one though. If the same thing happened. You either find 12 million elevators on your run, or you don't find a single one. So far I found one. So that's one elevator closer to 12 million. There's a second one. But at this point, I'm also trying to make up for loot that I lost. We'll see how far I decide to do that, though. About 300 exactly. 300 exactly will get me quite a bit, I think. It'll get me, I can at least buy an adrenaline. Maybe I want to be able to, well, I also need to be able to afford hotel, but actually we're still going to Pentagon. I probably would have, I mean, I said it, I'm sounding like a broken record. I probably could have skipped Pentagon on after cycle 1. The fuck? But I think we'll just lock this in. I stayed a little, I overstayed my welcome last time. We're not going to make the same mistake. How's it going, Sargato? Look on the run today. Thank you, thank you. I'm only going to play FF today. We'll see. We'll see how I feel by the end of this run. I have no idea how long this run is going to be. So most likely, yes. I do have some things or games that I want to play in mind. Well, I will go back to Lethal Company at some point because I am supposed to be going back to full clearing offense with Alter Ego and Illusion at some point this week. I'm sure Ego will hit us both up to set that up. So I kind of want to do a solo offense run to practice for that. And I also got 2 games, well 3 games if you include web fishing, that I want to play on stream as well. They're like some scary games that I've been looking forward to. One of them is, where is it? Psychopomp Gold. That one looked pretty cool. And then I saw this game that kind of looked like a mix between Poppy's Playtime and Fall Guys on the store page. Finding Frankie. The horror parkour game. So I was gonna... The original plan was to play those today. Okay, no, that's not entirely true. The original plan was to do hotel only with Cosmo and whoever else was available today. But after doing Metro only, that shit was like not as fun as I thought it would. So I kind of want a little bit of a break from that type of run. But since there's a new update for Forsaken Frontiers, I'm postponing the Psychopomp and Finding Frankie streams because I'd rather be here early, showcase this update earlier rather than later, so people can see the balances for themselves, balance changes for themselves, and see if they want to get back into it or if they want to pick it up for the first time. The third game is web fishing, which I'll probably play after stream. Maybe you want to play Outlast? I played Outlast like when it first came out. As far as like single player horror games go, I'm going to prioritize like new releases because the older single player horror games have mostly ran their course as far as like content angles go. So I'm trying to be more at the forefront of those. Cause like Outlast, oh, I was thinking Amnesia, but I did play Outlast when it came out also. Those games were very popular in their heyday, still fantastic games to this day, but as far as like content goes, it's not really like a priority. Okay, we go to the Pentagon because I'm broke. Oh, I probably should have seen, I don't know if there were any changes to the Pentagon other than like, you know, basic enemy AI stuff. I probably should have looked at the patch notes first. I'm pretty sure desk cheese still works for now, so should be pretty safe. Oh, you know what? Ventress actually works, so that's a big one, especially since Ventress still or spawns in immediately. So you're gonna see me play a little bit slower here, but I do have this safety spot right before the final break to the train. I didn't see a vent in the way, and I'm getting pretty lucky with locked doors or the lack thereof. This is kind of an unlucky room though. I didn't get a lot of, I mean there's a lot of desks here, but not a lot of lootable ones. Yeah, see, like here's the change. Like desks like these you couldn't hide under, but they've added stuff underneath to make it more clear that you're not supposed to hide under them. So that's cool. There should be no illusion that you, okay, well, except for this one, but most of them will have some sort of visual indicator that you can't hide under them. And I think that's a good change. We're gonna go into this room because this is a loot room. Already have $437. We're gonna walk though. I'd rather not have to reset a run. You know, the cycles in this game can be pretty long. And I would like to just one try this. I think like if the game gets a bit bigger and stuff and, you know, has a bit more of a player base and viewership base, I'll be more down for repeat or like going for longer runs or resetting to kind of set a high score. Maybe once I set my own high scores and stuff and am going more for score than showcase, I'll start resetting and playing as needed. But for now, I think playing this kind of casually is good enough for now. What exactly is endless mode? Endless mode is where you just keep paying off your debt until you can't afford to anymore. So think of it like Lethal Company's gameplay loop for the most part, except instead of meeting a profit quota, you're paying off debt. And it just keeps going and going. The current record is 79 days set by Jenki and Vorz's crew. And just to the point of like runs being super long, that run was 33 hours long. And I don't have that kind of stamina in me. maybe this will be like the kind of game where I actually have to split the run up into multiple parts. But you know, the whole like part 1, part 2, multiple part meta for gaming isn't as good of a meta nowadays as far as like content goes. That like the whole Let's Play era was good at one point, but it's not crazy good for algorithm purposes today. I'm gonna have to kick a door to progress, or I just go back with $1,000. I don't know which one's better yet. This door is kicked down though. So I'm following an enemy, and as long as... Oh, I'm following a shambler probably. I don't know how much longer I want to follow though. They can just turn around at any point and I will have to book it. Maybe we can get a visual on who we're following here. The butcher room. I want it. So it is very likely that we are following the butcher. Thank you. Okay, I think with this we can start making our way back. Let's not get too greedy. Greed is how I literally lost earlier. The fact that I haven't encountered anything right now is insane. 'Cause I don't think the Pentagon spawns were touched. Could be wrong though. Kind of locking in for a second. 1861. I'm not even running yet because I might like lure the Ventress. Not that way. Way back is this way. Yeah, I could edit a bunch of parts into a single video. I'll have to set myself up though, so that way I always have an upload that goes up too. We'll see, because I will probably, like, if this gets out of hand, I will at some point call it for the day. But we're not there yet, so. This is definitely the way back. I said definitely as if I had full confidence, but I'm a little less confident now that I've walked into 2 locked doors. Yeah, I haven't seen an elevator yet, but I'm not gonna fight too hard for one. Unless I have to. Because the Pentagon can get real messy real fast, and that's what I'm trying to avoid right now. I think I actually had to go through here. Oh. Wait. This isn't good because it's not that way. I mean, I could loot all that stuff still, but I want to know where my way back is. It's got to be like right here. I'm like pretty confident I know where I'm at now. Compilation of funniest Austin deaths. True, that could be a good angle. I'm also just happy with what I have right now. Yeah, there we are. Okay, we'll get 2 bands first. I'm gonna run. Because I think if I just loot this room right here, we'll be okay. Lower our chances of getting destroyed for some reason. Okay, yeah, we loot this room, then we leave. All locked doors except for the way back. Oh, wow. Okay, I hear the train now. But that's so low. Convincing me to give it a try. Hey, let's go. That's why I play the game as much as I do as well. Sometimes it might just take a little bit of convincing. And that's what I'm here for. If I didn't like the game, I would have dropped it by now, you know. But I haven't dropped it yet. Alright. 2100s. Not bad. Oh, Ventress just popped on me. Huh, wait. That's weird. That's some weird behavior, actually. Maybe she wasn't working still. I have no idea what that was. But that behavior is out of the ordinary. Okay. Debt amount is $13,000 or $130 because I died once. We can pay that off. I was gonna make a compilation spin like funny moments from like October streams and see how that does. Like combination of Lethal Company, Forsaken Frontiers, every other game that I've played. Just to kind of have like extract a little something for the people who don't want to watch the super long videos and they can kind of just watch the highlight parts. It'll just take a little bit of effort on my side. What juice do I got? I have a dragon fruit lime Celsius. I'm out of the canned Celsius, so I'm going through my supply of the powdered one. The dragon fruit lime Celsius is pretty sweet. It's my second to last one though. Unlocked hospital? Wait, do I just go straight to hospital? I feel like I can, because well, you know what, we're gonna play this properly, because I did say that we are doing this run to showcase the changes So we're gonna go to hotel, because hotel had some changes as well. As far as hotel goes, the Shamblers now spawn at 11 a.m., so 5 hours after the day start. Spider now spawns at 12 p.m., so you have 6 hours on the map before you have to start worrying about the spider. Ventress now spawns at 5 p.m., which is up from 1 p.m. So early game hotel is a lot safer. Then when you pair that with the fact that the butcher spawns way deeper now, hotel, like Metro and hotel, have been nerfed significantly. On top of that, the hotel pitfall is now easier to navigate, is what the patch note says. I haven't looked at it yet, but we'll most likely see one today. To go have some conversations, some people. For sure. Have good luck with that harmonica. I should, like, if the game is as easy as it's supposed to be, I should be here for quite a while. But yeah, Levankel, hotel is significantly easier now. I don't even think it's just a little easier. I think it's significantly easier. But since I have some money, I will buy an adrenaline. I think with just an adrenaline, I should be okay. Or maybe I can just buy adrenaline bolt cutters. Still, I don't think I'm gonna buy the full loadout because I feel like that might be a little bit overkill for hotel. I'm not entirely sure. Or I just buy it and be sure that I come back. I mean, what was the whole point of me going if I don't do the... I'll do the full thing. What was the whole point of me doing Pentagon if I wasn't gonna go all out? I also have to make sure that this absolutely works too. So let's see how much this costs. This loadout used to cost $870. Now it costs $150 plus 100, so $250. So now it costs $690. Right, $250 plus 440. So it costs a whole like $180 less, which is significant. The 2 adrenaline bug patch. Yes, it was. Fingers crossed. We're gonna know for sure today though. Yeah, we're gonna go to hotel. I think, you know, the play is go hospital with unlocked actually, but we gotta go see the changes on the hospital. But yeah, this is why I didn't want to reset. Like, we're already like an hour into the run. I've only done 1 cycle at plus Pentagon. So like 15 minutes per day, I guess. Just about 10 to 15 minutes. I am going to unlock this because being able to go to the cash registers is entirely worth it. Like that cash drop, 50 bucks. It's worth, that's like where you make most of your money on hotel from that specific interaction right there. I've said it many times, but for people who are unacquainted, hotel doesn't have a lot of loot dense rooms like the other maps. It more just has its loot spread out throughout all the rooms. So being able to cover a lot of ground and stopping for every little piece of loot is good here. Whereas on other maps, sometimes you can run past some of the fringe looting spots because you want to rush to like the more dense areas. Like hospital, you want to be the first one into a security room, or there's certain cabinet setups that will just have a lot more loot than others. Hotel is not like that. But when you do see cash register tiles, you do want to be the one that opens those. Now, I'm glad that I got the bolt cutters because progress is behind a locked door. I think if the item costs weren't as they are, I probably wouldn't have bolt cutters today. Because I can't... Okay, well. See, I just got 70 bucks right off rip from there. And I guess progress isn't this way. That's okay. We just go back a bit more. We go this way. Oh, I didn't go this way because I saw the cash register tile and just kind of ignored this. If I have to take an elevator back, I'll remember to right hug and go to the downstairs part. Because I went immediately upstairs, and actually, if I just find a dead end, I'll go downstairs. Downstairs is progress. Do you make more noise with bolt cutter? You don't actually make more noise, but the game shows that you are carrying bolt cutters. Like it adds that sound effect whenever you're holding them. So it's kind of just like an additional immersion thing, but you don't actually, it doesn't actually make noise. Where the hell am I supposed to go? It wasn't this way either. Hello? What the? Since when is there a door there? I must have... Wow. Do you see that? I don't know if in my entire playtime on Hotel I've ever seen a door spawn right there. I didn't even think to look there. But this has to be where progress is. Is what? Yeah. Okay. Wow. Shambler. It's still only the Butcher on the map right now. By the way, Shamblers have not spawned in yet. Spider is not going to spawn in for another 2 hours. I have half a band. Just about. One of the best tiles in the hotel, by the way. Unless the cash registers decide to be open, which they sometimes are. Dang, I'm getting decent cash wads. Like my third one already. Vending machine to hide if you need one. I like pointing out the vending machine tiles because I don't see a lot of people using them, and I think it's because people don't know that it's even an option to hide in. We can forego some of those loot tiles. Oh, okay, there's opening that way. Also an opening that way. We'll go here first. This might be a dead end unless there's a door on the other side of this. Yeah, there's a door right there. Well, I've definitely paid off my bolt cutters, by the way. No money here. It's fine. Well, I say definitely, but that's only the case if I make it back. I have to make it back first. Can you get snacks at the vending machine? That would be a cool feature. Normally in real life you can, but vending machine broke. EA Sports. Nice. That's another 70 bucks. Oh, there go my bolt cutters. I think I got some decent value out of them. I still have the bolt cutter sound effect though when I'm running. You gotta be shitting me. Alright. How was I supposed to know? I mean, that's progress though. Unless I get an elevator here, then I'm gonna... True. I don't really have a reason to be scared of him. But you know what? 646 is pretty good. I think we'll lock it in. Yeah, the vending machines are a lot less common than the desks. They spawn in a bit more open tiles too. So sometimes like hiding in a vending machine isn't my first thought when it comes to vending machine tiles. My first thought is looping and then finding a safer tile to hide in. Because you can hide in the vending machine, but if you get caught, then it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna buy another bolt cutter. We're gonna play full equipment because why not? We also haven't seen a hotel jump yet, or hotel pitfall, so hopefully we see one at some point. Can't see meeting you here. No, right? Bro just spawned in on top of me, I guess. Dude, Okay. I'm not gonna trip over it. I doubt they added more doors and that I just haven't... I probably just missed doors in my playthroughs. But those... Oh, more cash wads. Nice. 69? Nice. But I'm definitely not used to those doors. It's a strange generation. There's Sky's favorite item. 2 of them even. Alan's favorite item, the Charleston shoe. There's a coffee tin. Pretty sure I right hugged immediately, so that's where I came from over there. I'm gonna put a blindfold on a shambler. If I was blindfolded, I might start screaming. So you gotta blindfold and gag him then. You can't be half-assed about it. That sound effect. Just use your bolt cutters, Austin. Don't worry about maximizing them. I worry more about maximizing my bolt cutter use on the hospital, making sure that I am able to unlock as many security doors as I can with them. I don't think it matters as much here on the hotel. We'll open this just in case I get an unlucky butcher spawn. Plenty of hair dryers on this one. Okay. Well, how is this adjusted? It looks the same to me. Can I run off it now? What the fuck? Okay, so you can't run off them anymore. It didn't look like I could, but I had to know for science. It's kind of an expensive science project, though. There's a little ledge. Oh, I see. And you can no longer run off. Fair enough. I don't know if I would have seen that if you didn't say something. But, hey. For people who want to know how to do the hotel jump a bit easier, use the pipe there. And still run off, so I just got unlucky. I mean, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I need to see someone do it with my own eyes before I waste more money. I mean, I guess if you run off the pipe... What the fuck was that? Why did I... I guess you've always been able to fall in while running? I mean, I don't do a lot of running off from that side. I usually do run off from the other side. And maybe the side that you run off of actually matters. There's nothing stopping you from just opening elevator, right? I mean, there's so few of them anyway. You might as well just have that available to you. I'm not sure if the issue where the elevator bugs out if you close it on an enemy has been patched though. I'm gonna not try to find out the hard way. It was supposedly patched, but I think I saw a message from Jenki saying that it's not patched yet. .451. I mean, having the enemy spawn in significantly later is definitely increasing my average here on loot potential. Because I've had a lot more chances to just kind of run around before I have to worry about danger. I mean, everything except the Ventress is on the map right now. I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't think I went all the way down here. I did? Oh, we keep going until we can't. I don't know why I shouldn't have unlocked that one. That was kind of a waste. That just goes into a bathroom. Sometimes you'll get decent loot in a bathroom, but you get 30 plus from the bathroom, it's kind of good, but I don't know if it's worth using bolt cutters. Good. God damn it. I don't want to go down to him, because going down to him, and if he picks me up, he just takes me all the way to the butcher room, which wouldn't be ideal. Oh, yeah, we can just take this. 576. It is really 376 because I spent 426 since I spent 150 to get the bolt cutters. Oh, it's actually like net zero because I used my medkit and adrenaline for, or to check out running off the jump, which killed me for some reason. We'll make sure we have our full kit still though. Unlocked? I don't even need these this time. I guess I mean, we can still go to hotel. I think the real play though is to go to Metro actually. Just to kind of keep the value of hotel up for when I go back there. Yeah, so I'll go to Metro with my kind of used up bolt cutters. We kind of saw the changes on hotel anyway. So let's just kind of lock a run. Let's lock this cycle in. The play is not to go to hospital for sure. Because the remaining value on a map goes up slower than it goes down. So there's no reason for me to make it hotel go even lower than what it's at. Especially if I roll a bad hospital, I might want to be able to go back to hotel still. So that's why I'm here. Metro is still valuable, it seems, in Cycle 2. Kind of make up for lost money also, maybe. Hopefully. Oops. You son of a... Oh. Okay, well I can't hide under any of those. I don't want to go all the way back to the train station to hide, but... I don't really have much of a choice here. How many hours do I have in FF? I think I have about 100 right now, but that's including playtest hours too. How many uses do bolt cutters have? It's a variable amount, so it's not the same every time. I'll buy another med kit. But this is getting to be an expensive metro run. Welcome in, my goof. But if I can get behind the butcher, then we'll be kind of set. It's probably the closest that he'll ever spawn in, though. Ooh. Wait, if there's progress this way, then I'm good, because he's walking back the way he came from. Which means he won't turn around for a long while. Unless he somehow paths into a dead end. But we'll see how likely that is. I think I can start running. Ideally though, the bolt cutters run out on this run though, so I don't bring some dead bolt cutters into the hospital. I will have to be a little bit careful playing hospital though with the Ventress around, but at the same time, I'll be able to go down a few times to the Ventress with my loadout. So now that the Ventress is in play, I think people will be more in— there we go, perfect. A little earlier than I would have liked, but I mean it's also kind of within expectation, so I'm not too hurt about it. I will kick this door. I want to see if the butcher will come all the way over here. That answers my question. Bro. He lost? Is it that much easier to lose him now? Wow, that's crazy. That's insanely that is so much easier. Damn, maybe I left for nothing then on the hotel. Hearing reduced, kind of vision, definitely big time. I noticed. He is still kind of going in the direction that I want to go in, though. Wait, no, if he's on the left, I go behind him. This is good, because now I go the direction that he came from. Yeah, because this is the direction that he came from, which means I am basically home free. At least until 6 p.m. Or if there's a Shambler here. Which, knowing my luck is probably likely. Butcher room. Yeah, that's a pretty close butcher room. I mean, this is probably the closest it gets, though. I hear something kicking a door down, too. Wow, there's like nothing in this room, though. At least on this side. Oh, it's just a dead end, too. Word. Well, I don't think it's worth looting the other side. And assuming that the butcher is even— well, let's get this closet real quick. It's time to set a world record, right? I'm about to down patch to a v1094 for world record purposes. Honestly, now's the time to play nightmare mode if it's gonna be at this current tuning. This also just defeated my theory. Well, that enemies come from progress. This enemy ended up coming from a dead end, it seems. That's like the first time I've probably exhausted a path that an enemy has spawned in from, which is kind of insane. There's an elevator. I was about to say that we're gonna play for an elevator now. Hopefully we don't get screwed over like we did last time. We do get our Vader. Okay. Down matching for the non-Mickey Mouse world record, right? Another elevator. Gotta nerf the map so there's only one elevator on the map. Play an FF where one of the F stands for fishing. That's probably like my last chance to get to kick down a door for free, because Ventress spawns in like 20 minutes. Okay, that's probably where I call it. Unless... Did I check under here already? There's a vent right there. When the Ventress can spawn in, it's really good to keep track of where your nearby vents are, because she will only ever pop out of one that's near you. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the case for Pentagon right now, because of that very last second when I was on the Pentagon, where she came out and I didn't know where she came from. $658 is a Metro single day score to beat by Gluten. Word. 658 is crazy. That's current patch, right? Or is that 1094? Okay, 335 is a respectable amount though. I can at least get my bolt cutters back. Marty Michis, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome in. Just completed cycle 2 on Forsaken Frontiers, and we still have a decent bank left over. So yeah, before we go on, we're gonna get a fresh set of bolt cutters. We still have our double adrenaline and medkit set up. Hotel is unlocked, hospital is unlocked. Okay, so I don't even need these today. Do I buy a second medkit? Cause I can go double healthy today. Thanks for the follow, Bavarian lad. So this is kind of like the ideal. Well, I mean, surplus hospital would have been, no, surplus hospital at 100% would not have been ideal, because if I got surplus at 100, the remaining value would still go down the next day. Obviously, getting surplus hospital or surplus anything is good at any time. But ideal means, you know, you're in your ideal setting, so getting it day 1 hospital is not ideal. So yeah. So, but unlocked is one of the better ones. Shadow Step is probably the best day 1 modifier you can get, but I'll take unlocked, especially on hospital. Especially if the security doors are also unlocked on this modifier. I'm not sure if they are though. If they're not, I'm just gonna go back for the bolt cutters, because I'm definitely not kicking doors down in solo. But let's take a look at the hospital changes, because hospitals also got changed here. As far as hospital changes go, Shamblers now spawn in at 10 AM. So you have 4 hours without Shamblers. Spider now spawns in at 12 p.m. So you have 6 hours without Spider. Ventress now spawns in at 2 p.m. So you have 8 hours without the Ventress. And the amount of Shamblers was changed from 3 to 2, which is something that I didn't even know. That I didn't know there were 3 Shamblers on the hospital. I've only ever seen 2. And on every other map, you know, there's only 2 of them, which makes me believe that maybe there's 3 Shamblers on the tunnels. But as far as enemies that are going to be there off rip, it's going to be your Forsaken. There's still 3 Forsaken. No changes have been made to those yet as of the current patch. And like I've said many times, the current behavior of the Forsaken is not going to be the final, but the Forsaken might have been adjusted still based on their detection ranges also, because every enemy seems to have been nerfed a little bit. Yeah. Made it to a Chef Austin stream, let's go. VodFrog usually, you watch the YouTube vids. The streams are like 2 a.m. for me, but I'm here. Hey, 2 a.m. on a Monday, or I guess would be Tuesday for you. Happy that you made it in. We are most likely going to go on a decent run here. I'm actually going to start sitting back down. I've been standing up for the past hour and a half. I think it's time where I can sit again. So now you get to see the standing desk magic in real time. I will no longer stand for the super safe runs in Forsaken Frontiers. I must take a seat. How long will this stream be? It depends on how long this run is, to be honest. Which is probably going to be a little bit. I mean, when I stream, I try to stream for at least 4 hours. We're still at the very beginning. I mean, we're only on the 3rd cycle also, and we're kind of in a pretty decent spot also in the run. So I might be here for a little bit, unless I get really unlucky in the next few days. I mean, the only reason my solo runs ended were because of bugs that were in the previous version, but a lot of the bugs that ended my runs have been patched out, so I'm thinking that I'm going to be a bit more successful here. So at least in multiplayer, you know, those bugs happen. You have other people to kind of keep the run going. Those bugs happen in solo, your run's just over. Also, I still have the... Well, actually, this is probably the medkit sound effect or something. It's probably not tied to the, bolt cutters. I will for some reason I don't think security doors are unlocked on unlocked. I don't know. I feel like that was changed since the playtest. I haven't played Unlocked Hospital since, or in the live version yet. But I'd like to find a security door sooner rather than later so I can get that answer. Because I'm still close enough to get my bolt cutters. What's the glow stick do? They glow. What you use them for is up to you. No, okay, they're still locked. So I'm gonna go back and get my bolt cutters. But that means that any door that I unlock is exclusively going to be security doors, which is still ideal. But that's good because in the playtest, those the security doors were also unlocked, and it was just way too strong. It kind of just circumvented the one gimmick that Hospital has as far as danger goes, because Hospital doesn't have like gaps that you have to jump. Instead, it has a loot that you opt into danger wise. So unlocking those kind of just defeats the whole purpose of the security doors. So I'm glad that it's not just free. But you know, it cost me 150 to buy these bolt cutters. I have 189 right now, so let's see how much loot we get at a 100%. Yeah, you can still go in here silently with bolt cutters. And with how much loot's in here, I think, you know, getting in here for free is a little too much. So I had like 190, I now have 367, so I definitely just paid off my bolt cutters in one room. And anything I get after that is extra. I like this tile. Usually you get 2 cabinets right here that have some decent loot in it. It's always across from this one, which tends to have a door. This one's a little unlucky though. You also get some drawers on this side. a certified left hugger on this run, it seems. The way this map generated, I leaned towards left hugging instead of right. But I have that right since, you know, I'm playing solo. I can pick which way to go, but as long as I stick to one, it doesn't really matter which one I do. Cheap light, okay. Oh, glow stick's unlimited, that's good to know too. Oh, and yeah, just use it as a very cheap light source. Actual, a useful item that you can buy on first cycle. That's neat. Get an elevator in case we have to make an early escape for some reason. I like this tile too. Like any tile that has like these cabinet setups tend to be pretty good. Obviously, when I'm trying to showcase it, it doesn't have the spawns that I'm looking for. But that tile can be pretty juiced and is an overlooked tile, I think. What the fuck? Well, I can't exactly leave yet. Don't want to. I haven't even paid off like the amount that I paid to get here. Oh, I just did, but I was kind of unlucky. Wow, I even escaped from him? Dude. What was that, just in case? These loot rooms also tend to have desks that you can hide under. Like, look, I could hide under both of these. Good to know in case a Ventress pops while you're looting. Haven't seen a spider yet. Don't really mind that. I think spiders are worse to see than Ventresses. At least if a Ventress downs you, you know, you can still crawl before you pick yourself back up. But spider cocoons you, and you have to pick yourself back up in the location that you went down, which tends to not be a safe option every time. And you're also on a timer because the spider will eventually come back to eat you. And that's not ideal either. 968. I am walking now just in case I get Ventressed. Much more enjoyable. My new friends had a good time versus a bad one. Hey, let's go. I haven't heard like any feedback yet from, you know, more casual players until just this moment. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as is as well. Low-key, I'm enjoying it too. I know I say that it's definitely on the easier side now, but the fun of this game has mostly been the looting aspect. I get to do a lot more of the looting part and still have some of, like, you know, the danger mixed in, but without it being too much. I do think like hospital and stuff could have been left a little bit more alone, but I think I'm gonna have to play it a bit more and maybe see a bit more feedback from people before coming up with like any real conclusions, because it's still the first day of the new update. But I do think it's healthier as is right now, and the people that find it too easy are the ones who've, you know, been kind of like hardcore grinding it. First time we got past second quota, nice. I did see that someone else in the Discord finally made it past their third quota also. And I remember like on one of my YouTube comments was saying like, if the game made it so that newer players could feel, you know, satisfied with at least completing a few quotas, then this game could do a lot better. And that's exactly why they balanced it, because they don't want people to just keep losing on the first cycle with no hope of ever completing. Like, it's fine. Like, if you can't complete it after a few, it's fine. Because, you know, the game's supposed to get progressively harder. But if you can't get, you know, the dopamine from achieving something in the early game, then it's a bit harder to stick with it. So I'm glad that the current state is helping people ease into it. I just hope, like, it's not, like, quote-unquote too late. No, because I'd imagine that there's a handful of people who said the game was too hard and are kind of just set on never touching it again. I hope that they do come back and give it another chance. Especially with like how rapidly changes are coming and adjusting to what the community thinks is fair and balanced. I'm gonna need an elevator soon, by the way. I'm starting to run. Ooh, is that Venturous breathing? I'm gonna be real sad if I don't bring this home. Okay, we're only stopping for elevator now. I mean, I could just right hug all the way back to that previous elevator. Which is probably a good idea. Just lock this in. $1,600. There we go. Game is nice and easy, and then the Venturous spawns. Right. If you think the game's too easy, the Venturous is there to humble you at the end of it. And that's what I'm trying to avoid right now. I'm trying to avoid getting humbled by the Venturous. Like I said, as someone who's played in the playtest where the Venturous was working just fine for the most part, I personally understand the dangers of her, and that is not lost on me in version 1100. Completely agree 100%. Not only did we beat quota, we also had flashlights, one bolt cutter, so it actually felt playable, right? And like, I feel like like regardless of how people feel about the difficulty, I feel like the equipment change is nice, because, you know, with the previous prices, you're kind of incentivized to play without equipment, because any money spent towards your equipment was being taken away from your potential, like, to paying this off. And when you don't have equipment, the game's a lot more rough. Like, I still feel like I'm overspending a little bit, making sure that I'm having all of this available to me. But the fact that I even have that option and I'm still doing kind of okay is kind of nice. Now, Blackout Hospital is not something I want to do. Am I really gonna do Metro again? I mean, Fog Hotel isn't that bad. But I guess we'll just... I'm down to... Well, I'm down to just go back Metro. It's okay. I'm not too pressed, but I'm not doing Blackout Hospital. You can't make me. Finally able to survive jumps. Hey. Yeah, the jump changes are good. Speaking of jumps. That jump was made harder to execute, but easier to see. But I think most people You know, it wasn't an execution issue, it was more just a visual issue, like not seeing the jump in general. The pipe on the hotel jump is now there for people who know that it exists. I still somehow found a way to fall in the hotel pit for science. And again, Metro's fine also here, so I can kind of get rid of my semi-used bolt cutters. So I will be unlocking doors kind of freely on this run. I'll unlock that just in case. It's very unlikely that I use that elevator. Especially considering that I'm already backtracking here, but... You know, when you find an elevator, just make it a habit to open it. You never know. But I'm also a lot less worried about the Butcher because his tracking is not as good anymore. But in the previous patch, his tracking was a little too good. I remember I was watching Nico play Solo Nightmare last night or whenever it was, and I was just flabbergasted by some of the stuff that he was getting detected by. I clipped him getting detected from opening a door, just like regular opening a door, and the Butcher detected him from like a whole floor away. Like that's kind of like more in the expected range of the spider's detection, but the fact that the Butcher detected him, I was like, yo. But I mean, for people who are worried about that being a little too strong, we're definitely not too strong now. Tried playing last week, kept falling into holes. Couldn't really see. Decided to try again now. Yeah. And now too, we can afford light sources. I didn't even think about using the glow stick as an affordable, like, first cycle light source. But I was thinking more like glow stick. You leave like trails for your friends to fall behind. Or to follow behind, but I mean, it would be a pretty expensive trail, but to use it as a light source is kind of nice. Maybe I'll start buying one, I don't know. On my solo runs, like $15 isn't a crazy investment, or however much it was. And just for aesthetic purposes too, it kind of helps build your own character as well. I saw people using it to identify who is who, since the glow stick color that you get is dependent on your data deck flavor. So mine would be a white glow stick since I'm using the vanilla coloring or flavoring. So like that also somewhat addresses one of the issues of not being identify who is who. You can start identifying people based on their glow sticks. You just have to know what color they are. Which I think probably still doesn't help too much in public lobbies, but also in public lobbies it doesn't really matter if you can identify who's who. The identifying who's who is more of like a friend thing. And if you don't know what colors your friends are rocking, then go figure it out. Go have like a war over which flavor is the best. I rock vanilla because the original reason why I went with vanilla is because white was my Among Us color. I was the white Among Us fiend. And I stayed on white because I kept getting roasted for staying on white despite having a bunch of different colors available. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, if none of you are using vanilla, that means there's going to be no overlap between who's using this color. And then I found out that Cosmo also uses vanilla. So it's kind of like my solidarity and brotherhood with Cosmo that I'm sticking to vanilla. But in the Forsaken Frontier speedrunning Discord, I marked myself down as lemon because Maylene is allergic to lemons. And I think it's funny. After a fun night of playing with my friends and I all left positive reviews. A few changing from negative. Hey, that's good to hear. Because whenever, you know, when I see like criticism like that, my expectation is that people won't go back and revisit it or update like their opinions and stuff. So it makes me happy when people do. Because that's like, I mean, obviously the changes go in with the expectation that anyone who picks up the game after that won't have like the same complaints as the people before them. But any people that come back as a result and end up enjoying themselves, that's like an even better like outcome too. If my friends somehow don't know it's me with the pink glow stick, we're no longer friends at that point. Right. Because some people, like, tie their in-game color. Like, it's not just, you know, you pick one color, a different color every game. A lot of people tend to identify with certain colors throughout every game when you have the option to. And it's like myself, for example, I went with light because I was the white Among Us beat. Nico went with strawberry because, and then Cosmo went with vanilla because I couldn't think of a reason why Nico went strawberry. Never. Wait. Something Zagarant said. Are the holes/cracks in walls the vents that the Ventress comes out of? If I find a vent, I'll show you. But they are oh, there's usually one right there. But they're pretty big vents. And once you know what they look like, you'll start identifying their locations. And they look the same on every map too. 3 o'clock. I feel like I've been on this map forever already. Wow, okay. So I'm just like so safe from the Ventress where I'm currently at because I did not see a single event this whole time. It's always when I want to show someone something that like the game decides to troll me just a little bit. I mean, I have no problem with there being no Ventress spawns near me. Like that's gonna be fantastic. I mean, it's not gonna be relevant for another few in-game hours, but of course, as soon as it becomes relevant, I'm gonna find every vent in the game. I might not have to unlock this. I'll have to unlock this one though, so I'm glad I didn't unlock that first one. Promise that there's vents on the map. Maybe right here. Wow. Really? Okay. Well, we're gonna stop. We're not gonna kick doors right now. I mean, I'm probably safe too. Right here? Okay, this is what the vents look like. Right here. And when the Ventress is coming, you'll hear her in the walls breathing and stuff, and then you'll hear a metallic... You'll hear a metallic pop before she decides to start hunting. I feel like I'm near a Jambler. Unless that actually was the Butcher breathing, and I'm... But I feel like I already ran past the Butcher on this map. I'm not in... Well, actually, I'm getting... They're starting to overlap the days. I'm gonna start looking for elevators soon, though. Just lock it in. No need to lose a run on Metro. I have my gamma at max because the game is kind of dark when you're not maxed out. I didn't have it maxed out at first because, you know, I kind of wanted to see what the default lighting was. And then during the playtest, some of the guys that were in the playtest were like, dude, how are you even going or navigating with your gamma set to that? And apparently everyone was just maxed out. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's the play in this game. Thanks for the follow, Zafini. I think you've come across anything? I don't think so either, but I think it's because I'm mixing it up with my previous Metro runs. At some point they all just start to blend in. All the runs blend together. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm looking now, because I'm kind of... Okay, well. Oh shit, you came from the front? Girl. Okay. It's not expecting you to come from that direction. Okay, I want to pick myself up, but I don't know how this interaction is gonna work yet. Like, I don't know if she already went away or not. How can I get access to version 9 Lethal Company? I honestly don't know anymore. Because the link that I was using to access it isn't available anymore. Why am I looting? What the hell? I need to get out of here. The thing is, the Ventress is nearby, so the fact that I've seen her once in the vicinity means I'm very likely to see her again. Did I already check up here? I think I did. Right. That's why I was down here. What the fuck? Why did I kick that? What the? What? Really? Really? I guess she wasn't stunned for that long. Damn. Ah, Jesus, I have to... Oh, but she's faster than me too while I'm injured. I'm a little boned here. I can't tell if she shortened her stun or if I just hung around for too long. Can you self-revive if the butcher picks you up? No, you cannot. Not until he hooks you. I have to get up. I don't have time to wait. Shit, that means he's literally right here. Wow. I can't believe he didn't detect me there, but shit, I don't think I make it in time. Unless there's an open elevator here that I left open or something. Oh, that's so sad. I mean, it's just gonna be like I skipped a day though. But I did lose all of my equipment. Yeah, I guess he didn't hear me. So Butcher is nerfed to the ground, it seems. I'm losing my run on Metro, dude. God damn. Whatever. Shadow Step, Hotel. I mean, I don't have equipment now, so I don't want to buy a full inventory. I think what I'll do... Bolt cutters. Maybe I will. Who cares? It's gonna be something that I need to do anyway. I'll just make enough to make it worth it. Oh, dude, I lost all the money that was in here, though. If I... Okay. How much do I... Yeah, this is getting expensive. Fuck me. Alright. Well, we'll just have to... Man. I'm a little upset about that. But it's kind of what you sign up for when you play solo. Should have just played it a bit safer, I guess. Really what Austin is doing is he's griefing his run so that way the video can be around 2 to 3 hour mark and he can just go play web fishing after having met his content quota for YouTube. That's the real angle here. No point in being a super soldier with max equipment if you don't make it back to the elevator. But damn, that second Ventress down was kind of rough too. I wasn't expecting her to be active that fast again. But I did wait for a little too long, I guess. I did say that my run would end to Ventress. Or like, I don't know why I risked that considering that I didn't make that run last time. But at least it worked this time. Okay. Just gotta lock in and kind of save the run here. Hotel, personal best incoming right now. Probably. Okay. Coffee is pretty good. Coffee is worth 13. Third highest loot value on the map. First is cash wallet at 50. Second is credit card at 20. And you got coffee tin at 13, and then you have a handful of items at 12, including, but probably not limited to, perfume, hair dryers, watches. That was a dead end, wasn't it? Alright. Hopefully this side isn't. Yeah. $337, not quite enough. Not even using the little extension, kind of forgot it existed. Okay. I like that they put it on the right side there. It's kind of a callback to how you're supposed to safely jump that gap originally. One up. Cash. Bro, what? Bro, what? Alright, well Butcher is significantly nerfed, it seems. Turns out if you die looting the butcher room, it's a skill issue. This looks like a dead end, isn't it? Shit, okay. He gave up chase. Couldn't handle. Freest butcher room of my life, it seems. Butcher having an existential crisis. No, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Alright. The butcher's in here too. Is he? He opened the door, but didn't commit? The hell? This butcher's confusing me, dude. I might just run all the way back to the train, honestly. I think this is good enough. Maybe. I don't know if it entirely makes up for the amount I've lost, but... starting to get into territory where we might be asking for too much. I can't ask for a hotel to make up for both a hospital and a metro loss. Oh no, too far down. Oh, might as well. Assuming that I'm still behind the butcher. I can still afford to go down one more time. Oh my. Oh, I shift tabbed. What the fuck? Okay. What do we think? Shambler? Nah. Alright. Because Shambler aggroing the Ventress is the real danger that people haven't considered. Aggro, Butcher, Spider, whatever, you have time. You just do. Shambler aggro the Ventress is not a fun time. Especially if the aggro is Ventress +1. Not good. Oh, I'm a lot closer to the entrance than I thought. 917 is not bad. I did have Shadow Step, I completely forgot. I kind of wish that the modifier was shown on your data deck, because I just completely forget the modifier every time. Maybe that's what... maybe the Shadow Step affected a lot of like the Butcher's detection, I guess. But I feel like he should have at least gone back to the Butcher room. Hotel is massive. Every map is massive. It's not just a hotel exclusive thing. That's why, like, I don't... if I run past something, I don't worry too much about what I left behind, because there's gonna be stuff moving forward no matter what. But damn, losing that, I'm a little sad. This run's gonna be a lot shorter than it could have been. But you know, that's one of the rules of playing solo, don't die. EMP, hotel, infested hospital, regular metro. I think the play is still regular metro. Infested hospital might not be that bad. Still gonna buy shit. Just let me do it. Whatever. What's bad is the debt, actually. I think we go back to hotel. I think hotel's fine. EMP's not that big of an issue. $100. While hotel is still cheap. And then it's either going to be metro or hotel or hospital next, depending on what I get. Hopefully hospital. Hopefully anything surplus. Hotel surplus wouldn't be bad either, because it would make the most of hotel being at the lowest remaining value that I'm probably gonna let it be at. Oh, why did I open that? Well, I mean, didn't get punished that bad. Not yet, anyway. Hotel's also just nice to look at. I guess some people disagree with that, but I like the warm lighting, you know. You got like the target lighting. I hear the butcher's breathing ass. He's not breathing through his ass, but I heard him. Maybe he is breathing through his ass, I don't know. Something to consider. It seems like his ears are in his ass right now, though, in current patch. So with EMP, it means that your electronic items are disabled, so no walkie-talkie, no pager. I'm not sure if the flashlight works in EMP, I've never tried it. And also, but the big one that everyone has to deal with is the fact that your clock doesn't work at the top. So it's going to be stuck at 6 AM during an EMP. You can still hear the train horns, like the train horns will still go off with this modifier. But I mean, if you're not the kind of player who stays till midnight, then this isn't going to affect you all that much. So EMP is not the worst thing ever. Elevators still work in EMP too, so that's why it's not so bad. Elevators don't work in blackout though, which is why I avoid it pretty much every time. I mean, I could loot without the elevators and just go back to the train, but going back to the train isn't an ideal game plan. It's not the one that I planned for. It's just, that's more of the backup plan in case finding an elevator goes wrong somehow. I actually did hear the butcher here. He's below me somewhere. I almost just want to wait for him. Or I just keep progressing. Until I can't, which is probably now. Where are you kicking the door from, dude? I hear doors getting kicked, but I cannot locate it based on what I'm hearing. Guess it doesn't matter though if I don't see him. Go back. I'm gonna land on the butcher here. This door looks open. This door doesn't just look open, it is open. So did something spawn in there and then walk behind me? I must have missed him on the staircase, which would be ideal. They somehow got behind an enemy. 'Cause I definitely didn't open a pool room door. And all the other doors were closed. And they don't close doors behind them, so... I must have gotten lucky there. And if I really did pass them, or I think I did, then damn, their hearing got nerfed to the ground. Keep using bolt cutters on the bathroom door. I gotta pay more attention. Ventress can spawn in the map now, so I'm no longer safe. Oh wait, I can't tell if she can spawn into the map. What am I saying? I guess I'll know when an event pops. But I have a full inventory of equipment, so I shouldn't play too scared. Is this the only way I can go? Okay. There's a vent right there by the pool. Maybe there's something on this side. Maybe they went this way. Found the butcher room. Butcher room part 2. This one I'm not so keen to aggro on, because I legitimately thought he was going to chase me earlier. But the shambler in there can also aggro non-butcher enemies that are nearby. It doesn't just aggro the butcher exclusively. It aggroes every enemy in the vicinity. Loot. I guess we'll take another look at it because we're about to go back in. I don't think I saw a flute in here. Okay then. Oh, it changed sides on me. Well, I guess we'll run back then. Probably. Don't know where to go. I don't think it was this way though. Yeah, I didn't think so. Where? Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Whatever. Wait, why is my camera stuck like this? Oh my god, I can't see now. Okay. Okay, I guess we're good. We're back. Got this muscle memory. I don't even remember where supposed to exit from. It sucks because using all that stuff means that I'm not gonna make a return. Not on the other side, is it? A dead end, right? Now we're going deeper, I guess. Fuck it. gonna say, is this gonna be the one time you track me all the way over here? Oh wait, my clock is working again now that I went down. Was I also getting 400 per day before 6 p.m. without a butcher? Pretty much. It's funny though, because I lost my runs, or I've died on Metro on this run. I'm pretty sure Metro's the day that I've died on because I got too greedy and I didn't find an elevator. So my run's gonna be not as long as it could have been, unfortunately. It looks like we're gonna be tied with our last one, maybe. Actually, no, I just have to complete this. Cycle and I will have done better than my last endless. I think overall I'm doing better than my last endless though. It's just that my store is locked for some reason. I can't buy any more shit. Okay. But I can't say that my run is gonna end because of bugs this time. Surplus hotel. I would have loved a medkit this time. Or to buy like an extra set of bolt cutters. I'm just gonna run it. I need to see what the new surplus looks like. Oh, I'd have to re-host my lobby? Well, that's a little unfortunate now, is it? Because I can't re-host my lobby and not unspend that money that I've spent just now. So for those unacquainted, surplus means that I'm basically gonna get maximized loot here. Like 100% plus some. So this should be kind of crazy, even if I don't go that far. Well, whether or not it... Oh, that fucking sucks. Okay. Not on the first one, man. Yeah, look how much loot's in here. Might be worth kicking down a few doors, but we'll see. I might also just go deep without the security doors, but damn. Like it's a big difference, like 500 bucks already. I haven't even left the first cell. Got a locked door, or that. Okay. Alright. Him saying fuck you, I guess. Let's see if going to a map at least open this up for me, because I can't progress without kicking a door now. Okay, the door is closed, at least. Oh, but I have $0 now. Okay. Should probably kick the... Probably should have kicked a different door. Actually came from this way, so... Hello? Thing can be open and basically has every spot has loot in it. Yeah. I'm gonna wait for them to chill. I only have an adrenaline. But I can't wait that long. I want to make some distance with the Forsaken if possible. It sounds like they're behind me though. The Forsaken also move real slow. Like they patrol real slow rather. So if you're able to get behind them and you know that they have a long way to go before they turn around, then you're pretty much in the clear. Being injured kind of sucks though, because now I can't outrun the Ventress. Wait, am I injured? I must be. Aw, fuck, I guess I must have missed one of the door stuns. He might have still been immune the second time. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, there wasn't enough time between stuns. I'm not kicking that. Now that I know that I'm injured also. But that's just unfortunate, because that's a huge loot room also. Spiders nearby now. Second cooldown? Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Good to know. That definitely wasn't 10 seconds. Oh, elevator at least. No way I'm leaving this early though. Not when I still have an adrenaline. At least the double adrenaline thing works now. Ah. I'm so sad. This could have been a completely different run with bolt cutters. I might end up kicking these just because of how close I am to an elevator. No, fuck, there's no door there? I'm dead then. He got me, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Alright, I'll crawl into the elevator and leave. Clip through the desk. Yeah, she spawns at 2 PM hospital. I'll just crawl into the elevator and leave. I'll save the run. I don't want to get up right now because if she pops again, she outruns me. Do we prefer Forsaken or Butcher? I prefer Butcher. Every time, especially considering that there's 3 Forsaken and only 1 Butcher. Kinda resembles the witch from Left 4 Dead 2. I'm not sure if that, well, Maylene did play a lot of Left 4 Dead 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if some influences made it this way. I don't think she's ever explicitly said that the witch has inspired the Ventress though. Alright, let's just get up. Yeah, I mean 1800 is pretty good, but I feel like it's a little lackluster for a surplus. I got like 1500 on regular hospital earlier this run too. But I lost that money because I died on Metro. To Ventress and Midnight. I might as well lock this in. Oh, I still have one more day, actually. Unlocked hospital. I mean, it's kind of just... a lot of debt. Oh, surplus Metro. Word. Alright, surplus Metro. No equipment. Ventress's Maylene self-insert. That may be a little bit of playful misinformation. That may or may not be true. Alright, let's see what we can do on this surplus metro. Okay. Game being a little forgiving to me after some missteps in the past. And by the past, I mean the past few hours. Anything down this way? I feel like this is a dead end, yeah. More storefronts? Actually, let's see how much we got right now. Yeah, we already have 181 bucks. Which is pretty solid for Metro. Especially for surplus. Maybe I just get surplus the whole way through. And all is good in the world. But I've learned that for next time I do a solo run in here, I'm gonna play a lot safer. Like I'll just take the elevator earlier. It's fine. Like I might be able to make more if I stay longer, but if I'm gonna be playing with equipment, I have to take into consideration that I'm risking a lot of money if I don't make it back. So it's not like I'm not just losing the travel fee, I'm also losing my equipment costs. So dying on Metro, well, also dying on Metro lost me. That death on Metro, I think I had like 1,500 or so in the selling bin maybe. So I lost 1,500 minus minus the travel cost to Metro, so 1,530, minus my entire inventory, so 690 on top of that. Lost, and then the loot that I actually looted, which was a couple hundred. So like 2,500 lost on a Metro day. Which kind of sucks when you do the math. This is why I try to be not good at math. I don't want to know how much it hurts. I don't want... Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I'm stuck crouched. Sometimes when I crouch, I get stuck for some reason. Not sure what causes that. 500 bucks. Where, brother? Oh, I can't sell right now. Alright, we'll just go. It's fine. Okay. Let's just make sure we keep the run going, because there's at least one more thing that I want to do before we end this specific run. One is beat my previous solo endless score, which was day 13. So we did do that. We beat that. I think in a different run, I'm in a lot better shape right now than I currently am, but that's gonna have to be for another time. What I want to do is I want to go to tunnels because I'm remembering the original premise of this run, which was to showcase the changes in this version, and tunnels also got some changes. So the tunnels changes are that Shamblers now spawn in at 8 AM, Spider now spawns in at 10 AM, and Ventress spawns at 12 PM. So, and Butcher is immediate still. So enemies will spawn in later on tunnels. That said, tunnels isn't exactly ideal for solo play, but that's not gonna stop me. Here, I'm gonna buy. Here's the inventory I'm gonna go with. Lantern, adrenaline. I might as well just max out my debt here. I'm kind of throwing by going here, but it's fine. It's fine. Bolt cutters, so that way, I don't get got by locked doors in chase. This. Might as well buy one of these. And I might just keep buying stuff here, because if I go to tunnels now, I mean, I'm gonna go into debt, but it also spends the rest of my $500. I think I'm gonna invest in at least 2 loadouts here, because this is probably where the run is gonna end. I think I want, if I had to pick between bolt cutter and medkit, I'm picking bolt cutters every time. If I had $2 more, oh wait, no, do I get the medkit too, right? Oh, I get the medkit too because it's on sale. Okay. So one of 2 things is gonna happen here. I am either going to lose the run on this cycle, or I'm gonna be a hero who shows that tunnels is actually viable solo. So tunnels normally cost $1,000. Well, okay, it was nerfed down to $1,000. It used to cost $1,200, and since it only costs the full price on the first day you're there, going a full cycle here costs $2,000 total. But since I don't have $2,000, I'm gonna get some debt here. I'm gonna get almost $3,000 in additional debt on top of my $1,000. So I'm gonna have to perform like a freaking madman here. I'm looking like maybe 3,000, 9,000, 10. I'm probably gonna have to gather 10,000 in the next 3 days. So I'm gonna have to come back with like 4 bands every day. So yeah, we're gonna try to do that. Probably not very likely, but I'm kind of over this particular run. I kind of want to come back to a solo run and see if I can do better. Now there are, oh, okay. So good thing I came here, because there's changes now. There's a vending machine that you can hide on under right there. You can't hide under this desk. It's missing the things underneath it to show that that's the case. And I will be playing with the power off. And I won't be using elevator. I think that's how you're supposed to approach solo on the tunnels. I don't really see it being viable otherwise. Also, I also don't know if slow playing is the best. Well, left hug. Got $200 already, but I need like 4,000, so we're gonna see if like the new enemy detection is gonna affect tunnels gameplay now. I do have to move a little fast though, just to make sure that I get fire barrels at some point. Lantern is key because of the frostbite mechanic. Well, partly because of the frostbite mechanic. Frostbite, if you like, you can see like my screen freezing along the sides. If it freezes all the way, then I just die. Lantern not only helps mitigate that, like makes the timer slower, but it also makes it so that I can see a bit better, because this map is pretty dark on its own. I also have the dread modifier right now, so I'm kind of just ignoring the breath right now. I'm gonna have to take this hit, I think. But I'm at least not gonna die to frostbite right now. Nah. Hmm? Okay, Butcher nerfed like crazy then. Cause what the fuck? I'm gonna use this opportunity then to heal by the Barrel. Oh, there was a door here also. These fire barrels are what warm you up. We got make weave. Yeah, I've had some pretty like suspect interactions with the butcher so far. Suspect as in like I really shouldn't be living some of these. I even looted the butcher room once with like no repercussion and it was kind of nuts. I also have to remember that I'm not going to be able to take an elevator back. I'm gonna have to run back at some point. I'm a little worried. I only have 890 too. I feel like getting a Charleston shoe here is a bit of a scam, considering all the better loot that I could be getting, but it's okay. Careful for these holes. People who are worried about the metro and hotel holes should be a lot more worried about the tunnel ones. This hole kills a lot of people, or this set of 3 right here. At least I'm getting fire barrels pretty consistently. Kind of nice. Time to down patch. I was saying that earlier. I was like, I'm gonna down patch to the harder version of Forsaken Frontiers, so that way any records I set will be a bit more in line with the experience that people set them in so far. I hear a door being kicked to my left. 1100 isn't good enough though. But look at this vent. A Ventress pops out of here. Look what I have to work with. Not a crazy amount. I do have an adrenaline though to pick myself back up. Like I haven't gone down yet, so I have that going for me. I just don't want to go down to the butcher. Because the butcher will carry me until I die. And you don't want to get butcher carried on this map. You don't want to get butcher carried if you have an adrenaline, because you can't use adrenaline while you're getting butcher carried. I'm already lost, by the way. But I might as well just try to get $4,000 and then come back. Or maybe the play is I go back and then pray that I get surplus tunnels. The fact that I haven't experienced any other monsters though is kind of nuts. Almost fell in that hole just now. $14.89. I mean, in another like at another time in this run, you know, if things went a bit better, I would have at least I'd be looking at a net positive here on tunnels. So, even though like, you know, this run is cooked, this specific run is cooked, I think tunnels might actually be a bit viable, even as solo. You just have to play it as if you don't have elevators. That's really it. Like 1800 for the amount of time that I've been here is pretty solid. Maybe I'll just try to lock it in to just prove that. I don't think a right hug will take me all the way home though, unfortunately, because I kind of changed directions a few times. Maybe we make it back with 2 bands then. So that way if we do make it back, it'll look real nice. The only thing is I did get 2 bands on the hospital also, so it's like... And 2 bands on hospital is more significant than 2 bands on tunnels because of how much less it costs. But tunnels is not as shit as people might think, maybe. Is it worth? I have no idea, but I have almost 3k now. We're actually looking at territory where I might actually make the amount that I need. But ideally I make more on the first day because the remaining value is going to go down, but the amount that I need is still going to stay the same across days. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Especially since I can't outrun her right now, too. You're going to see more enemies, keeping them slightly... Yeah, exactly right. I was thinking that also, like... As new enemies and stuff get added to the game, it leaves more room for there to be... Okay, well I have to undo myself right now. Give me a second before I finish that thought. Oh god, dude. Oh, that sucks. I even had this. I've been slammed at least once. Alright. Well, we can go in again. 85% though. Might as well just run this total up. Unless I get surplus hospital, there's like... Maybe I'll leave this in the event that I get surplus hospital. I'm gonna go no equipment on day 2. And then we're either gonna have a freaking hero run on day 3 on tunnels, or a hero run on hospital, on surplus hospital, or we just lose. But I'm gonna show you the difference between being geared up and not on tunnels. Let's go solo, so power is off. You can see the difference in navigation and also in frostbite as well. Although, yeah, okay. Immediately, what the fuck? Okay. Ear. Maybe we come back with something. We're left hugging now. I'm gonna left hug since going right was a dead end at the start. We're also looking for fire, hopefully. I'm gonna kick it. I don't care. I'd like a fire barrel sometime soon, please. Or I'm just gonna die to frostbite before we can get to showcase anything. Hello. I'm gonna continue kicking that door actually, because I didn't attract any enemies. Currently at $343, which isn't great. But, you know, I'm spending a lot of time just kind of navigating in the dark here and running into dead ends. So bring a lantern, especially now that they're cheap. I highly recommend. I mean, at least, you know, so this is where the pathway is being... Okay, well, I found an elevator. I can't use it, but... the elevator rooms will have this fire barrel. Just be careful for the hole right here. Dio put that in there because he thought it would be funny for people to die in the elevator room, if I remember the story correctly. And people have died in that hole, so it's working as intended. If you fall next to a hole that is clearly lit like that, oh, it's on you. As I was about to full send. When you open a door, do not full send through it in case you get this specific spawn. You might fall into one of those holes. But that room usually has a fire barrel, so most of the time you'll be able to see it. We're still strictly left hugging, by the way. Happy new players have a good place to explore. Yeah, it's mostly the people who are very good at the game that are saying the game is too easy now. But I mean, the important part is making sure that the game is playable for a lot of people. And yeah, we've been getting... So far it seems like it's been good for the casual side of things. I'm also not opposed to just looting a bunch and coming back with huge bags also. It does hurt more when I die though. Because I'm like, dude, you're dying on a much easier version of the game. Or I'm gonna die to greed a lot, it seems. And also to the Ventress. But I mean, you're supposed to die a lot to the Ventress. Like the Ventress is what's supposed to be working in the first place. So the fact that people weren't dying to the Ventress to begin with was because, you know, she wasn't working. But she's working now. Okay, I kind of don't want to play this day out. It's so dark. How about we try to get back with $700? Which is plus 200 for what I spent to come here today specifically. Oh, I have to right hug to get back, because I left hug to get here. Hmm? Please? Oh god, okay. I'm not entirely sure how to get back. Maybe I right hug here then? No, I feel like this is more progress. But where did I come from then? Like surely there was a way that I came from on this side. Okay. Yeah, it was just very dark. Let's see. Kick a door. Okay. Everything's on the map that I can hear, but... Okay, regrets. I immediately regret it. Okay, and I fell in a hole. Sets the stage for harder levels to be hard, right? Ventress probably hardest enemy, and I love it. I think the Ventress is fine as is. I said it earlier, like if you think the game is too easy, the Ventress will eventually humble you. It's part of the experience. And it was kind of like a missing part of the quintessential Forsaken Frontiers experience, so I'm glad that she's back in the game. I'm sad that she's not the reason why I'm losing these runs, if anything. Okay, we'll do, I mean, 68%. Okay, well, we're gonna commit. We're gonna go back with the full inventory, see if 68% is good enough. It's clearly not. But I need $4,000. Okay. Let's go see if we can get $4,000 at 68% loot. This is kind of like a preview of what the tunnels only run might look like. Because I will continue that series where, you know, we did a metro only run the other day. Probably one of the worst ways I've ever played Forsaken Frontiers, because it just takes away the fun of actually looting a map. And that's kind of why I had to, what's it called? I had to reset my mind with some web fishing, which I'm gonna do after this run. I'll probably host like a web fishing lobby after this. But I'm gonna do it for every map. Maybe it's not gonna be so bad on the more loot dense maps, Tunnels being what's considered the most loot dense map. But at the same time, a tunnels only run, okay, might end a lot sooner because of how much money you actually have to make to begin with. I think even just completing one cycle, start doing tunnels only might be tough. So I think even making it to the point where tunnels is 15% remaining value is gonna be a feat in itself. It's just an expensive run, especially. Well, okay, glow sticks, now that there's glow sticks in the game, it might be a little bit more doable. Like, we'll have some light to work with. Because, I think the hardest part about the tunnels is that you can't see. Not so much the frostbite. The frostbite just means just forces you to play a little bit faster. But if you're someone who already is accustomed to playing fast, then it's not going to be the main reason why you lose a run. Unless you don't ever find a fire barrel. But you know what? If you don't find a fire barrel, so be it. You should have just been better at the game. Okay. I did have to deviate a little bit from my right hug strat. Apparently only at 1,000 books. Okay, we continue our right hug journey as we turn left. Oh, well, if we just continued right hugging, if we stayed faithful to the vision, we would have found a fire barrel. That's what you get for doubting your vision. Ventress is a true skill check. Oh shit! So is... What the fuck, dude? What'd I do to deserve that? What did I do to deserve the fucking butcher jump scare? Someone fucking nerf that guy. I didn't even hear him. I didn't even hear him. What the fuck was that? Silent Butcher? That butcher had Shadow Step. Okay, well the problem now is that I have to go back at some point, right? And the reason why I'm going back would most likely be because there's something in front of me. So I'm basically guaranteed to tank a butcher hit on my way back with the way tunnels is set up. But man, I'm kind of glad that the Forsaken aren't on this map anymore. Because it feels playable. It does feel playable. Also, not getting all the enemies at the entrance makes this feel a lot more playable too. Hopefully this means that people will start adding tunnels to their rotation, because right now the current meta is for sure just alternate between hospital and hotel and go metro if nothing else. Like the play is almost never go tunnels. I mean, the loot here is so good. Especially if, like, you're not just dying out there. Like, I'd say I'm doing pretty okay. Now imagine I had someone behind, like, in the back, being able to turn the power on and off. Like, case in point, I just found an elevator. Like if there's someone in the back, if there's someone operating the power right now, I'm kind of set, you know. And it's not like I even went that far into the map just yet. With pro players, high cycle players, right? It's definitely not. This isn't a place that you go to when you're new to the game. Like, I think this is where you go once you're very comfortable with like all the enemies and get the movement, everything. You have enough money to afford double elevator. You're just mocking me. having equipment is nice, and you know, equipment is a lot more affordable now. And now imagine if this is surplus too. I'd probably be at like close to $4,000. Okay, I think I have to. I'm just gonna try to make it back, I guess. I don't know if I'm supposed to make it. No, we just keep. Oh my god. Probably just see how big of a bag we get, and if I die next to. I mean, if there was someone here, I would have gone back with like 1,500, 1,600. It's not even 3 p.m. yet. I've only used my med kit so far. Oh, I'm constantly using the lantern. Definitely get a lantern. I mean, there's no rush about the solo play thing because they're already talking about like how to make it so that you're not reliant on someone staying behind to turn the power on and off. That's not just like a change for solo play that I think should happen. I think that's just a change that should be made in general, because I don't think having someone stay back is like for the whole day. Only turning a power, like a switch on and off the whole time is, you know, a great playing experience. I mean, clearly there's some people who disagree with that, or maybe it's like a good way for you to kind of take a break between runs, especially with how long they can be. But the fact that that's kind of essential rather than an option is kind of, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I never was. Because you will never catch me being that person. You will never catch me being that person that decides to stay back in the beginning. Yeah, it's good for taking a break, but I mean, like, what about people who are all locked in, not taking a break? I'll be that person towards the end of the day. Like, if I feel like I've got enough, if I have enough loot, and I just don't want to risk the rest of the run, I'll go back. But I'm not gonna be there sitting there at the start, ever. That's not just because, you know, I stream and do YouTube or whatever. I wouldn't do that as a gamer either. Now, if more stuff gets added for someone who stays back at the train, if more stuff gets added for them to do, then we might be cooking a little bit. But as things stand, yeah. I've now collected $2,700 with no issue. Fucking jinx myself somehow. The butcher's like comedic timing is crazy sometimes. Like, I can't make that shit up. And I'm not even going back towards the train anymore. I've given up on going back to the train. We're gonna go out swinging. I'm also injured now with 2 adrenalines. Or no, just 1 adrenaline actually. So I get 1 get out of jail free card, but if the butcher downs me, I have to use it immediately before he carries. I not once played Terminal. It's funny because you say that, because in our duo Lethal Company stuff, I actually played Terminal a lot more than I thought I would, because I just didn't want to throw our run. Okay, I keep finding new rooms somehow. Turns out this game with Jump Scare Butcher is kind of insane. Okay, well, now I would have made it with 2,800, by the way. I would have made it home with 2,800. Let's see if I can do it for real. Oh shit, well, this isn't how you do that for real. $3,000. I almost fell in a hole. You know what's crazy? This is $3,000 on like 60% loot value, by the way. This isn't even 100% value tunnels. Also, where's all the other enemies? Why am I asking? Who asked? Because I have not seen the spider, I have not seen the ventress, I have not seen the shamblers. I have not seen, well, I have seen the bottom of a hole, but it's not going to happen again. Probably. How much are we going to die with? Because I definitely don't make it back now. $3,500. Yeah, I don't make it back in 2 hours. Okay, maybe I do make it back in 2 hours. How about we actually try to make it back? And then have a personal best of 3,500 solo. Well, the single day personal best doesn't work here because I have equipment. That's not entirely fair. So I wouldn't even be able to count this really. I mean, it would be its own category, but I think like having an equipment category is kind of dumb. Just go in raw, see what happens. Well, in game. Maybe don't do that in other instances. Oh, okay, you spawned in front of me, word. Double. I can't self-revive. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Nah, that was cooked. They fucked me with that one. Alright, well there's 3 shamblers. No. Okay, venturous jump. Okay, well, that's the only option I had left. The only option I had left. Thanks for the sub, Lloyd. Tuned in right at the end of the stream, basically. But, well, we had to see how it was done. Or maybe someone else will show. We will try solo again. I think next time I'll try Nightmare. Because it doesn't really make sense for me to go for another endless run. I think we'll try Nightmare next time, probably tomorrow. Just to see what Nightmare looks like. Because if I don't know if the spawns are the same in Nightmare. Like if the spawn times, or if Nightmare was left untouched. But if the spawns are the same in Nightmare, but doubled, Nightmare's looking real good for solo right now. Nightmare's looking real good for solo. Because it doesn't matter if there's double enemies if they have the current detection range. And I think for people who want a bit more of a challenge, they should all just go play Nightmare. Stop playing Endless. Go play Nightmare. Spawns are the same. Spawns are the same as version 1100 or as the previous version. v1100. Okay. So for people who are saying the game is too easy, it is now time to go play Nightmare mode. Go play Nightmare mode. You'll find your difficulty there. So yeah, that'll be it for this run. That'll be it for this stream. Austin just wants to fish. I do just kind of want to chill also. I almost didn't stream today, but I did want to showcase v1100 at first, especially since I missed the beta test for fishing. But if anyone wants to join me in web fishing, I'll put up a lobby code in my Discord, and I'll be hanging out in there for a little bit. But let's go find somebody to raid.